Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another PlateUp automation tutorial. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about pies. And pies are pretty easy to automate, mainly mushroom pie and meat pie, because they only have one ingredient. Now, as I mentioned, you have meat, you have mushroom, and you also have veg pies, which I have them down here. They have broccoli, and carrot. And they're done a little bit differently than the meat and mushroom, which I will be showing you the second part of this video. So, first part of the video is going to be automating meat, because that's what you start with. And depending on what cards you choose, you could start and end with meat. And I'm going to show you exactly how this works. It's pretty straightforward, but we'll do a bit of a practice mode here. And there you go. So the meat sits on the combiner, waits for the pie crust to come from the conveyor mixer. Now, because the conveyor mixer is slightly slow, you could use a rapid mixer and just have a conveyor belt or a grabber in between. But the thing is, though, the main thing here is the fact that your safety hob is quite slow. And early on in the game, this will definitely keep up, especially if this is a frozen prep station. You could expand on this by having, you could make it faster by having a danger hob with like an auto plater, but I don't really ever go that route because then you always have to have plates and you can have one by one. But anyway, this is pretty quick, especially if you have mushroom pies as well, which I'm just going to show you very quickly what mushroom pies look like. Just so you get an idea what they actually look like, because they do look different. I'll put this here. Put the mushrooms here, and I'm going to go back into practice mode and show you guys exactly what that looks like. Now, mushroom pies were added, I don't know, a few months ago. This video is being recorded on 1.0.5 update. Mushroom pies have been around since, I don't know, July, June, something like that. They were added as a different pie. And there you go. Pretty simple, straightforward, just as you do the meat pies. Now, I will explain the layout here and basically the minimum of what you need. So you have your meat or mushroom bins here. Obviously, you will always start with the meat because that's your default with pies. You have a grabber or smart grabber pulling into a combiner. The combiner waits. You have your flour being pulled by a combiner by a grabber or smart grabber. You have it going to a mixer. This could be a push mixer or a conveyor mixer, as it's called. It could be a rapid mixer, regular mixer. I would shy away from using a heated mixer because once this backs up, this will start to cook a crust and it will burn it. If you're doing a regular mixer, I don't have one to show you, but basically you would kind of lay things out. You get the idea. You wouldn't lay it out exactly how I'm showing you here, but you'd have a grabber in between them. Just put that like that. That's how you would lay it out if you don't have a conveyor mixer. Rapid mixers are good for this because they're quick, but as you saw when I was running the video, this actually takes longer to cook than it does for this to make a dough ball. Or a pie crust, I guess you would call it. Makes the dough ball, then the pie crust. And then this gets fed onto the safety hob, and then the combiner pushes the meat into it. It cooks, it goes into the conveyor belt, and into the prep station. Now, there's one other way you could speed this up a little bit, and that would be using two safety hobs. One basically would par bake the crust, and then the other one would then combine with the meat. Is that necessary? I don't think so, but I will show you exactly how that looks. Do I have a safety hob here? I'll grab. So I want to show you how this looks. Something like that. So I'm going to just go back into practice mode real quick just so you can see what this does, basically. And is it worth it? I don't know. I would say no, to be honest with you. But it does have its uses, so you don't want to knock it, kind of until you try it type of thing. So basically, by the time this one cooks on the safety hob, you do have another crust ready to go. However, it does take a bit of time. So is it faster? Yes. Is it worth it? I don't know. You guys can decide that, whether you think it's worth it or not. And you may say, well, why can't you use a danger hob? Well, it's for the same practice, because a danger hob will burn something after its cooking cycle. unless it's combined with something else, which with pies, you combine the meat or the vegetables, and then you cook it. You don't add something afterwards. It wouldn't really work. But nonetheless, that's how you would do meat pies and how you would do mushroom pies. Now, you may say, what if you have meat and mushroom pies together? Well, how would you want to do that? Well, the way I would do it, I'm going to show you right now how I would set that up. You have your meat. It's going to be going here. I'm going to grab the mushrooms and bring them down here. I don't know if I'm going to have enough prep stations for this, but that's okay. We're going to push all this up. Push this up here. Push this. Actually, this can go away. Actually, well, you know what? Again, this is where would you use 2? I don't know. Do you need to use 2? Definitely not. For argument's sake, I'm just going to use an extra grabber here. I only have smart grabbers left on me here. So, but again, the concept is the same. So basically, it would go like that, right? And then you'd have your mushrooms, and they would combine. Let me see how I would do this. You would actually have, I'm going to have to get some more grabbers because I don't think I have enough here. But basically, you would grab a crust from this, and then you'd have your other hob. I think I actually do have enough. Like that. I'll move some of these things out of the way. And you would have, oh, I don't have enough. Oh, I do here. Let's do it this way. Again, I'm making this as compact as possible. So obviously you wouldn't exactly do it this way, or you could do it something like this. It does not matter. It just is whatever works for you guys. You get the idea how this works. And then what you would do from here is you would basically have a grabber pulling off of this into a prep station. Actually, you know what? Let me go get a couple more things, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you how you would lay this out properly. Okay, and we're back here. So I had to get a couple more items, but basically the gist here is you could have mushroom and meat pies going together. And you could configure this better. Now, like I have a conveyor mixer here because I don't have a different type of mixer, so the conveyor mixer is actually kind of irrelevant in this case. I mean, you could point it like this. It doesn't really matter. Because what's going to happen is the dough is going to come down. Oh, actually, this doesn't need to be a smart grabber. I don't know why that is there. Honestly, it does not matter. I guess I move out of the way. So I'm trying to make these compact for you guys so you can see how you can lay them out or the size it would take for a restaurant, depending on the size. So anyway, what this is doing is the dough is coming in, the flour's coming down. It's going to make it into a dough ball. It's going to then be fed out. The grabber's going to grab it, and then it's going to grab it there, put it on the safety hob. This is going to do the same thing. You're going to have your mushrooms coming out and your meat coming out up there. They're going to go into here, and they're going to go into here. Now, sometimes grabbers have a preference on where they take things from. Other times they do not. But basically, again, if you're at this stage, you'd have frozen preps. But I just want to show you how this does work. It's not the fastest in the world because I don't have a rapid mixer to show you guys. But eventually things will back up. Now I'm not sure if the grabber will pull. I don't think it will work that way, but it should work this way, I would think. Okay, so it looks like it has to back up completely, which is fine. Here we go. Now it'll feed it down there. There we go. Now you can see how this is working. Again, it takes a bit to get started, but again, if you'd have a rapid mixer in this scenario, it would go twice as, well, not quite twice as fast, but it would go much faster, and then you'd have doughs coming out everywhere. But nonetheless, you can see now how it's backing up because of the amount of time it takes for a safety hob to cook a pie crust. It will back up, and then thus, there you go. So basically, you have maybe every other one you get as a mushroom pie. Again, you can reconfigure this a bit more. I'm going to exit out of this. You could reconfigure this a little bit differently if you really wanted to. You could probably do something... Like you could have that going like that, and then this could be another prep station. Again, are we talking really advanced automation here? Kind of. Is it necessary? 100% no. But you could do something like that, and then you could just use your push mixer to the fullest extent of what it is. Again, is that necessary? I don't think so. I think you just kind of let it roll like this. Now, anyway, so that's how you would do these two. And you know what? For argument's sake, let's grab a rapid mixer here and put this back the way it was. And I just want to show you how much faster a rapid mixer is. I have one right here. And how a rapid mixer may be beneficial. And there we go. Okay, let's just run one more simulation here. I just want to prove my point that the rapid mixers are significantly faster. And then we'll get into a bit of a recap. So as you see here, the rapid mixer is faster. It's not crazy fast. I'm going to come back down here. But it is faster. Because as you see, the crust is made before the other one has a chance to be finished yet. And again, there are other methods of how to do this. And you could use the sink in water method to get your dough ball. And then you feed that into your mixer. Again, is it necessary? No. You're looking for the most basic automation of how to set something up like this, and here you go. So basically every other one will become a mushroom pie, or whichever your bottom one is, and that's just because of the way that the grabbers work. The grabber on the inside there will always grab first. This will always grab second. I don't know why it does it. It's just there doesn't seem to be an alternating priority to it. It'd be nice if it'd be like takes that input, then this input. It just doesn't work that way. But then again, once your meat pies back up or your mushrooms back up, then all this is going to refill. And as I said in the beginning of the video, if these are frozen prep stations, you're going to have these are going to back up for you, and then you probably won't be able to outpull this depending on how many customers you have and depending on what your other cards are. But like I said, you could chain 2 prep stations together, 3 prep stations. Another way is if you extend these 2 grabbers right here, if you extend these things out farther, you have that many more pies that are ready to go. Anyway, that is the way of automating meat and mushroom pies. Please stay tuned because I do have 2 more episodes. I guess it'd be part 2 and part 3 of this series. The part 2 would be adding or automating apple pies, because it does have that extra step of par baking the crust, which I did hint on in the beginning of this video, saying that that's an option, but I will show you exactly how that works when we come to apple pies. And apple pies are a pie dish dessert only. You can never get apple pies in any other dish except using when you have pies as your main card. Then the other one is your veggie and your broccoli and your carrot veg pies, and they are a bit harder because of how you have to combine things, but there will be also a video coming up on that. So thank you guys very much for joining me. If there's any other automation that you'd like to see that I don't have in my playlist after watching this video, please leave it in a comment below, or you can reach me on Discord at TheOntarioGardener, and on Twitch as well, Monday and Wednesday evenings at 9 o'clock Eastern, typically for some PlateUp. Otherwise, guys, thank you a lot for the continued support. I love making these videos for you guys, and I can't wait to show you what I have coming up next. Take care, and I'll see you next time.